Chris Baker. Chris Baker is an NFL player, maybe at some point an NFL star from Windsor, Connecticut, where we from. Went to the same high school as us, Windsor alumni. Then went off to go to Penn State, and eventually went to the NFL. He played for Denver, played for Miami. Had his best seasons with the Redskins. No, played for them the longest. His best season was 2015. He had 16 game. Played 16 games and started for 10 games. Got 6 sacks. Best season was 2015. 2016 wasn't too bad either. Not as notable, but still, 3.5 sacks, whatever the hell that is. But NFL player. Had a little bit to his resume. And we've gotten to now where, he's come back to Windsor and has helped out the Windsor Warriors, playing with the hometown squad and just kind of helping to, just enhance the players. I think sometimes, it really helps when you got a NFL player to kind of practice with and give a little bit of guidance to young football players and things like that. But recently, somehow, we've gotten to this place where, I guess over the past 2 years, or since 2023, there has been a ban for him of going to Windsor High games, the football field, practices, or anything. So, since I didn't get to do Stro Does the Reads with those Nicki and Cardi tweets because they bugged out a little too much, I'm going to read you the letter that was sent to Chris Baker. Dear Mr. Baker, this letter serves as a formal record of recent events and reiteration of directives previously issued regarding your involvement with Windsor High School football. In the fall of 2023, you are formally advised that you were not permitted on the football field during games or practices. That directive was issued due to repeated conduct that undermined the authority of the coaching staff, interfered with teams' philosophies and instruction, and raised concerns regarding compliance with the CIAC regulations.
What they do?
Yeah, you can't hear it, but I'm hitting them sound effects. I'm going crazy. Examples included organizing unsanctioned practices on student athletes, mandated days off, and instructing players on techniques contrary to those taught by paid coaches. Despite that directive, during the week of September 8th, 2025, the following violations occurred. You entered football practice without authorization and videotaped the sessions without permission. You entered the football sideline during a game without authorization. You videotaped students in the locker room without permission. Now, at this point along, because I saw this on Facebook first, and I just thought it was some letter to a parent or anything. That last bullet point is where I scrolled up and was like, wait, who the hell was this sent to? Because that last point comes off alarming. What the hell is going on with you filming in the locker rooms?
So, yeah, that's super crazy and wild.
So then that's when I went and I clicked and I was like, oh shit, this is Chris Baker. And I saw everything as it began to unfold. But let me finish reading the rest of this letter. Additionally, during the week of September 15, 2025, Athletic Director Fulton met with you on 2 separate occasions to address how your continued presence and conduct have caused disruption and created a stressful environment for the coaching staff. To be clear and to avoid any further misunderstanding, you are hereby directed to refrain from attending, participating in, or attempting to involve yourself in any football-related activities at Windsor High School. This probation includes, but is not limited to, team practices and games, conditioning sessions, weight training sessions, film sessions, team meals, filming of team activity, locker room access, sideline or on-field presence during football games. Your full compliance with this directive is expected and required. Failure to adhere to these terms may result in further action, including referral to legal authorities or pursuit of remedies available under state law and CIAC regulations.
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo.
This directive is issued to preserve the safety, integrity, and focus of our student athletes. Should you wish to address these concerns in a constructive manner, you may request a meeting through the principal's office. Signed, Dr. Parker, who I'm going to assume is the, well, it says it, Windsor High School principal. I always keep saying that. I'm going to assume. So, he posted that letter on last week. There are a whole bunch of people in the comments talking about everything, trying to pull up the rest of my notes. And now, he was supposed to have a press conference talking about it last week. Instead, he said that he'll be having the press conference this Friday. And as I'll read a little bit of this, it says, Baker will discuss how coaching staff threatened and retaliated against student athletes when engaging with Baker off campus with parental permission for college tours and college scholarship consulting with families of student athletes. Baker will discuss harassment by Windsor PD for shaming the district online by sending police to the homes of his family members before going to his home. Finally, Baker and former recent alumni, I do want to know who the recent alumni are, will be discussing the frustrations and mismanagement of student athletes in Windsor that led to Baker offering pro bono consulting in order to assist student athletes navigate the college application process and student athlete scholarship challenges. Posted that for his press conference and then had another post where he said, feeling harassed. 3 Windsor cops came to my house looking for me, saying if I come anywhere at Windsor High School or Sage Park, I'm getting arrested. Even went to my best friend's house looking for me like I'm some type of threat.
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo.
Now, he had said later that he would still be going to the game last weekend and everything, but somebody said last week that I should be more journalistic when I was talking about the Cardi B topic. So that's why I decided to get my journalism bag on a little bit more. I started doing some digging with this story and pulled up police reports, legal records, anything. Saw nothing of him getting arrested, so I'm guessing he ain't go to that game. But now, as you can see, he's in a beef with Windsor High, his alumni school, where they got his jersey retired. He's in the Hall of Fame, I guess, for football. Yeah. And, there's more into this because there's a slight twist. I can get the perspective of maybe Windsor High, not maybe as much wanting his involvement. Coach Fleet just stepped down. Now it's his son and everything. But, like Fleet's resume ain't no chump.
Not at all.
His record for when he's the coach of Windsor High, I think from 2029 to, I think, basically recently, is 144 to 29.
You said the year wrong. You said 2029.
Oh, 2029. From 2009 to now. His record is 144 to 29.
Would you happen to know the Weaver record? Because he was coaching at Weaver too.
Yeah.
First,
I couldn't find it. But I
I
know
know
he
it
was
has to be.
doing this thing over there too.
Yeah.
Even the year we graduated, that was when they won the championship. Won two
Yep.
championships that year. We won basketball and football. But
Yep.
so needless to say, it's not like Chris is trying to come on a coaching staff that is chump. Pretty elite over there. But I could understand maybe them not as much wanting his involvement, because this is still a story I've been digging into and trying to figure out a little bit more of. So before I get to the twist, the alleged twist, I do want to open up the fact that the people that take the most loss in this situation are the kids. Maybe that's almost damn near like the highlight undertone of this show, particularly, is the children.
Hmm.
They are the ones that, one way or another, opportunities are being shifted for them. And I know Windsor is a small town, but even if you go to, like, you go out, you start going to Texas and other states like that, high school football is treated damn near the same as college football, where them towns be shut down on a Friday night and they playing in sometimes an arena for a high school football game, and there's millions of dollars being generated. And I
Hmm.
know in college, like, the college players now have the NIL and everything where they can make some money. And I'll maybe have a further opinion on should the high school players be able to make some money. But I think regardless, in these situations, who is being the representative to be in the best interest of the kids? Staff is kind of in their interest, but still at the end in their best interest. And maybe the outside people helping are in their best interest. Who is representing for the student athletes, the one that it's about, to make sure that they're being protected across the board and that people are looking out for them in the best way?
It should be the coaching staff and at the high school level.
Like, kind of cutting out. Did he? Did he disappear again? Oh, oh, came back. Can't hear you though. Just tap it once. Yeah, now I can see you.
I saw you disappear, so I dipped out. Like I cut my camera off and I just stayed silent.
But yeah, like there, I forgot the word. What is it called for? There needs to be some type of, I think, as sports continue getting bigger at all levels, school levels and grade levels, and damn it,
Mm.
I forgot it again. There needs to be some type of, I think, players association for high school sports now. Like, we've entered that space with AAU and things and everything being so big as it is. There needs to be, I think, some type of players association for these kids, especially for the fact that they're kids.
Mm.
And,
Um, is it even can they even legally be paid at this point? Like I know there's loopholes to everything, but when they have to get it in form of stipends or something of the sort.
um, well, yeah, I think it would have to go through their parents and things like that, maybe
Mm.
first. So, yeah, I don't know about that aspect, but just I know that there needs to be a neutral, non-biased party that is solely acting in the best interest of these high school athletes that doesn't benefit one way or another.
Mm.
And I think that's partially a situation that we're in.
I think. I mean, I'm all for everybody getting paid. I don't. I know you saying it's growing to be that level. I'm not too familiar because I don't be going or tapping in with the high school like athletes or the aspect. I don't go watch the games. I don't do any of
Not
that.
yet, but we getting there.
Oh yeah, I remember what you told me. I know what you told me. Yeah, working on that. But yeah, so if it is to the point where it is like how you saying generating millions, I think having not necessarily the full money trail, but it's like, okay, where is this money going? What could be proper revenue splits? And at that point, and then you said like you need a non-biased board, but that also operates in the best interest for the kids. I also don't think that. I don't think that's fully doable at this time. But yeah, because who are you gonna get to represent them? It can't be the parents.
Hmm.
It can't be. You wouldn't want. I don't think you would want like college athletes to do it because they're over there trying to operate in their best interest. They had to put up a fight. They had to go through the fight to get to where they're at this current point. And I was about to say, I believe it was Northwestern that was big in it, the football team. Yeah, they kind of got the ball rolling in a positive direction. But yeah, I don't. I think it's too big of like it's too many gaps with the whole uh high school sports where it's like I think it's hard to regulate. It's too much. It's too much gaps. It's too many gaps.
What's interesting about the millions being made and money and things like that is where we get to our twist. When I started doing my digging and everything, I was reaching out to some people just to kind of hear more about the story and understand the story a little more. And someone reached out to me and they called me. And this is the part where I gotta say, this is still all alleged. I saw some paperwork and I saw the documents that they said sent to me, but in the favor of me not being pulled in a possible courtroom at any point, because we already know I'm giving up. We ain't going to prison for the rest of our life. Ain't no whoop-de-doo on that. I will give it up. Gotta say allegedly. So allegedly, the problem isn't Windsor High. Windsor High just believes that they are following what is being told to them from the CIAC. And apparently the rule is that whoever does any media coverage or anything of high school sports in the state specifically has to go through them, and you have to pay them because Chris is bringing such a big light in media coverage and recording the games that he's supposed to be paying them, allegedly. The bigger twist in it is that, as I was told, that the CIAC was dissolved in 2001 and that the CAC has been illegally operating and using them for the past 24 years. And
That's
that
right.
there are no actual rules or stipulations in place because the person claiming to, shout out James Hudson, man, shout out to you. Seen a couple more Nikki Cardi comments in there. We passed that segment. Y'all got to go back to that. Supposedly, people have been acting as the CIAC illegally and taking money from high schools and people. And the person that gave me this information, and I saw his paperwork, says that he knows this because he actually owns the trademark for the CIAC and that they took him to court and that the only reason that they won't take it to court on a state level is because it will open things up even more for investigation and things like that, and that they don't want that. with that aspect, makes things a lot more interesting. It
Oh yeah, for sure.
it makes it obvious of why like Windsor High would be like, nah, you can't do this. It's not because of nothing to do with the coaching staff or anything of them. It's something that they may think is above them, and they think that they're being told this by the state or anything. They're like, all right, we're gonna oblige, which is probably why he hasn't gotten a real answer for them outside of the violations and things of. I guess they've been telling them this, and so now they're using that as their reasoning. But that would explain a lot more from the Windsor High perspective and angle. But if any of these alleged things are actually true, that's some shit.
Yeah, it is. If true.
If true, and it would not be Barb's in the chat. Hey, Barb's been in the chat. It would not be surprising at all in a state like Connecticut, where people oftentimes maybe kind of forget about Connecticut and I slight Connecticut a little bit. But when you start going up a little bit more towards New York, and we get to
Brother.
nah, it says OBS disconnect. Is this still going? Hold up. Barb's in the chat. Alright, I think we still going. Gotta make sure. I think we still going. In a state like Connecticut, where as you start to get up and you go towards Greenwich, a lot of money up there. Them $1 billion them billionaires. There's a good amount of billionaires that live in Connecticut. When you had that whole GameStop, AMC, and everything, and I think his name was also Ken Griffey, live in Connecticut. So needless to say, there's a lot of money that flows through Connecticut. And if there were some nefarious things to be happening, it wouldn't be unexpected. But if that's the case, and it truly is the case, do you think that this is a fight that Chris should keep fighting?
If that is the case, then I mean, I'm pretty sure he has the resources to go against this alleged company. And if they doing some underhanded stuff, I mean, then if he's the one that ends up exposing it, then I mean, I think so. If it's really sounding like how it's sounding, but I mean,
Oh, they
I think it might be, but like it might bring like it might be like become more of a distraction than taking the spotlight off of some of these kids that's getting looked at colleges, and it's like, all right, this might be something too hard to touch. We might like I could see it like negatively impacting the kids. So if that's the case, then I feel like no.
it
But if you could
says
do it in a clean way where it's like, all right, well,
OBS
everything's out there
disconnected.
now, and it doesn't affect any of the kids. I mean, sounding somebody got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody got to do it. I mean, this would be a good next step in stamping the legacy. And I was just reading the chat again. It was like Barb's in the chat. Somebody else said, Barb's, it's all about Cardi. Oh, man, they about to start fighting. I'm leaving.
What you call it? I don't know if this was distracting, but I was just thinking about it, yo. You think Connecticut could buy Rhode Island, yo?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Uh, the only thing that made me think about it just for half a second was Cape Cod. But Cape Cod isn't, Rhode Island isn't Cape Cod. Hell yeah. Well, one, to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Message retracted. If y'all gonna up it with the Barbs, y'all can't take the message back. You gotta let the hammer fly. Don't delete the message. You gotta let that shit fly. Air that
Like the
motherfucker.
4th of July.
Actually, no. Wasn't I just preaching peace and positivity a little while? Any bit. Yeah, I think Connecticut could buy Rhode Island easily. There's a lot more money here.
Yo, Rhode Island, what up? Guess sell yourselves to Connecticut, bro.
Sell your souls to Connecticut. But there is still the press conference apparently that he's having on
Tomorrow, you said.
tomorrow. I got some work to do, so I can't be there because I wanted to be there and live stream from it and definitely get some from there. I'm gonna find out what it said though, even if I'm not there, and we'll cover it some more.